Hey guys, we're going to do a quick review of graphing in numbers, including looking at different scales for our y-axis. The numbers app is that green bar graph, this one right here. And I have laid out a set of sample data, and I was going to walk you through. Remember to title that data table. You can title it the exact same thing as on your worksheet. My independent variable is the year. That's the same as our data that you'll do with the wolf and elk population. And then the two dependent variables that we will be going through is wolf population and then elk population. One little helpful hint for you guys, when you go to your keyboard to type in, we're dealing with all numbers as part of our data here. So it's really easy if you go to that 1, 2, 3. It makes it easy to just input all the data down the column. That'll save you a little bit of time there instead of having to go back and forth with that. Okay. Once you have all your data written out, you'll highlight the set of data. You're going to hit that plus. When we choose our graph, I'm going to show you what would happen if you picked the one probably most likely you would want. It would look kind of like this. And our blue line for, in my case, tree diameter does not really show what is happening with those numbers. So what we want to do is instead, when I highlight my data, we're going to go to this graph here. That's a line and a bar graph together, the one on the right. And when we click on that, we're actually going to get two scales out of it. Okay, one on the left y-axis, one on the right y-axis. Our data from the wolves and elk is actually more different than the one here, so it's actually a better thing, and it's going to be much better if we use this graph. We want two line graphs on here, so I'm going to highlight, and I'm actually going to go to Edit Series, and then I'm going to click on Tree Height, and I'm going to click that middle one to make it a line. One thing that's kind of helpful for me to visualize too is I'm going to put some symbols on there to make sure that I know where those data points are, because in your graph I think it's going to skip over a couple of years, so it's good just to have that in there. And I'm also going to go to my tree diameter line, the blue line, and change it to a different data symbol so I can see both of those. Other parts of a good graph, I'm going to hit this highlight again, hit the paintbrush. We want to turn our title on. We're going to go to Style, and on the right it has Labels, and we're going to make sure that we put that Y1 axis axis name on, Y2 axis name on, and the X-axis name on. Go through. You can label your graph the same thing as you did at the data table. Mine was average annual maple tree growth. On my left, we have the y-axis scale for tree diameter. So I'm going to put that in there. I have units with mine. Diameter was measured in centimeters, so I have to include that. For the population's numbers, you do not have to include an extra unit. This would be tree height, also in centimeters. And my bottom x-axis is year, my independent variable, and that independent variable is the exact same for you as well. Once you guys have that done, copy, go over to Notability, your file, hit paste, and there's your graph.